Well, that's embarrassing. It's dusty. Well, I did tell you that I don't play guitar as much as I used to. Oh gee. Oh, this brings shame to me. Okay, so when I bought this guitar, the pickguard was white. Actually white. And yeah, I've done some stuff to it, so, but... I don't know. We can go through the upgrades and stuff later, but this is it. It was like a slab of wood with 2 pickups, and it worked really well for learning how to actually play the guitar. Putting this to the side, because after being done with the school, I went on to do some exploring guitar-wise, and if I remember correctly, the next guitar was kind of not a guitar, but you will see. So going from the more mature and subdued tele, I had actually started checking out like extended range guitars, and I was like, oh, maybe I want an 8-string guitar, and then I played some 8-string guitars, and I had some fun ideas and stuff, but they were expensive, and I wanted something that I would actually want to keep, not just something to play around with and then sell. What happened was I found this for $600 or something like that. It was a beat to hell, but not as bad as it's now. Here we are. It's a Schecter Ultra 6. It's kind of like a basics, but yeah, Schecter's variant. This is so cool, and I need to clean it. I see. I even sold it to a friend for a while, because for a couple of years, I think, because I didn't have money, and then I bought it back because I do like it very much, and it's so special. I did a lot of experimenting, like touch style stuff, before actually being able to get myself a Chapman stick. Then this was a big help for me to like feel what I was getting into. Also, I just like playing it with pedals, fuzz through this amp. Holy shit, I didn't even touch on that. When I was back in the school, folk school, it was like out in the forest. I could use this amp and push the volume so loud. It was so cool. With that tele as well, and some fuzz pedal, and like, yeah. However, this fun experimenting, I love this beast. Okay, let's get back to it. Somewhere around this time, I again was getting enticed by the whole SG thing, and at the store that I was like local to, they got this SG, red SG with this Lyra, picture up here, the vibrato Lyra thing, and it was like damaged. Well, it was just cosmetic stuff, but it was kind of bad at some places. However, I didn't mind because it was a joy to play. So I asked them if I could get it for a good price, and they gave me a good price, and they even let me pay it off in 3 installments, even though I didn't have a job, like a steady job. I didn't have like any credit stuff or anything like that. I had been like there since I was a kid, so they were like, well, of course we can figure something out. And now that store is no more, and that's very sad. I hate that. However, I bought the guitar, I played it. Here are some clips or photos of me doing so. The thing with it was that I got very precious about it, and I was like, I barely took it to like rehearsals or stuff like that, because I was so afraid that it would get damaged or stuff like that, because it was like this real Gibson. When I opened the case, it smelled nice. So what happened was it mostly hung out at home. I actually played the telly, even like with some metalcore band that I played with, a noise gate and that telly, and I mean, it worked. I think the other guitarists might have thought I was kind of an idiot. When I brought the SG, it worked better, of course, but yeah. So the result was I played it a lot at home, I loved it, and that should have been it really. That's good enough, but I always felt like I wasn't utilizing it enough. So I sold it, and used the money to buy myself new like home studio gear. And that's fine. I'm happy with my choices. But boy, do I miss that guitar sometimes. Again, why did I buy an SG? Why was that something that inspired me at that moment? I think it was that I had gone through kind of this blues phase, especially since going to that school. There was a lot of players on Instagram and YouTube that I have seen that I thought were cool. Math rock was a big thing back then, still is for me at least, and I know that I've seen some giraffe thing that wasn't like an SG, but still. Shapes and visuals that inspire you, make you wanna do the same thing. And like System of a Down, Scars on Broadway, very fancy SGs right there. I was just very, very hooked on that image. And again, it was neck heavy, but with a good strap, with the right strap, that wasn't really too much of a bother. Also, during this time, it might be good to add, this guitar was going through some stuff, like some sort of parts caster puberty. I had removed the neck pickup. I had put like a record that I have cut out. This was all just to get it all to feel more metal appropriate so that I could play with band and so on. Yeah. I had my girlfriend's dad lend me a grinder, or what do you call it? And we flattened this out a bit because I had this tendency to rest or push down my arm right here, and that gave me pain. During all this time, I played a lot, and I didn't think so much about how I was playing. I was just like playing a lot for a long time, and it like fucked me up in some ways. Yeah, this was to stop that. But what really would have helped would be if I would have just like revised how I play. I mean, this helped too, but you know, I had a goal to fix the guitars, not fix myself. I should have done both. Yeah, so what happened next? There was this little offshoot in the adventure. Again, sort of related to my Chapman stick adventure. I started playing this a lot when I went to university. It was easy to carry. Oh, Jesus Christ, all my guitars are so dirty. This was very easy to bring wherever, take to school, practice whenever. I just liked that it was so light. It has this for putting on your leg, you know, so you can play. By no means a well-built guitar. I guess it's Gibson making these now with the Steinberger name. By Steinberger it says on it. What I did was I took away the tone pot, moved the volume here so I could still like play as I do. I mean, it's a nice guitar and it was cheap, and by this time I was like tapping away and doing stuff, not very successfully, but enough for me. I mean, check out the music, the earlier music, like from 2018. That stuff is full of them. Yeah, that was a lot of this, a lot of the SG, and also very much SG, I would say. And then also the Tele. And the funny thing is, when you listen to those songs, you don't really think about it. I bet most of it would be like just how I felt playing. Interesting detail there. When I did most of my like tapping stuff and so on guitar, I think the most comfortable guitar to do that stuff on was the SG. I believe it had a flatter radius. The string spacing, I think, also was like more spread out, and I think I played with, even though it's like a shorter scale guitar, I think I played with thinner strings on it as well. It was just very effortless compared to, well, that Steinberger, for example. Yeah, we're at the home stretch now. So I had gone crazy and sold the SG, and then I went to like this local luthier here Sweden Guitar Works and asked him if he could fix up my botched angle grinded armrest thing. He was like, yeah, of course, I can do that. And he did a great job. And I asked if he could fix the heel, this thing. He was like, yeah, sure. And he had this little Fender part to put there, filled in this screw hole here too. Very nice, very nice. Could you give me the belly cut, I asked. He was like, of course. And he did it. And then I was like, holy shit, this is such a nice guitar now, and it's not tuned, which disturbs me. But there was still something missing. What was it? Well, this was at the ass end of a very inspiring time for me as a guitarist. During like the 2010s, the first half, there was a whole lot of Jazzmaster and Jaguar stuff going around, and I thought it was cool, but you know, you have to prioritize with your money and stuff. So what did I do? I didn't do shit. I stuck with this, started to modify. I put DiMarzio Chopper T, I think they're called, right here. I took some chemicals and put away the DiMarzio logo because it disturbed me, and then I took the same chemical, I think, maybe, and rubbed off on the rails. I was super happy with that. Then I got me something similar, hum cancelling on the neck, or maybe not hum cancelling, can't remember right now. Then I got this little switcheroo thing, which makes it so I can have this as a single coil or humbucking or parallel, I think. Superb! I guess this is the greatest guitar ever now. Nope, not so. Right you are, because there was one more step in the evolution of guitar as I know it. And it will be this monstrosity, this tone mecca, no, this tone wonder of mine. And in the next episode we're gonna go through how I ended up with it and what the switches and the dials do and what it is actually made of. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, please like and do subscribe if you want more, and comment, say something if you have any thoughts. See you in the next one. Kram på dig!